guys, this is JoJo14G. Today I'm at Reef Puerto with Taryn from Neptune.
Where did you?
Okay.
First question, how fast does it take to set up the Neptune?
Okay. So you can set up the Apex EL in probably like 15 minutes. Now, once you open the box, all you have to do is calibrate one probe, and all the outlets are already set up for the most common devices that you have. So you have a light, right? You have a heater, you have maybe a skimmer, and maybe a power head. All those are already pre-programmed for every one of the outlets, so you can plug them into those outlets, and they'll already be set up for you.
Wow. Number two,
Okay.
why is it so important to have a Neptune system?
Exactly. So you care about your animals, right?
Yeah.
I mean, these are our fish. These are our buddies. These are,
I don't think I got the beginning.
we start to really have them as part of our home, right? So you want to take the best care of them. But unfortunately, you have a tiny little box with, with very limited amount of water in it, and very quickly things can go from great to really bad. So if you have the Apex, it's going to tell you when things are going bad, so that as soon as possible you can fix that. So let's say your heater, right? It would get stuck on, and it would pretty much cook your fish. But if your Apex is controlling your heater, it's less likely that's going to happen. Plus, if your tank gets too hot, you could be out, I don't know, where do you like to go? Skate park?
No, I like to go at
Where?
reef shows.
Reef shows, okay. So you're out at a reef show, like right now, what's happening on your tank?
My anemone is starting to
You don't know what's happening
die.
because you're here,
Yeah.
okay? But if you had an Apex, you'd look on there and you'd go, you know what? My tank is right now 78 degrees, everything's cool, right?
Yeah.
But if your tank all of a sudden was 81 degrees, you could get a notification on your phone, you'd be like, Dad, we gotta be out of here, we gotta get home, my tank's overheating. So the number one thing is to basically take care of your tank and prevent emergencies. It's like insurance for your tank.
Number question 3. What does Neptune actually do for a lot?
So the number one thing that we like to do is make things easier, less hassle, okay, and make it possible for people to have more success with their aquariums. Okay, so that's the number one thing. So every one of our products, that's what we do. We try to think of, okay, how can we make it easier for a person to have a great aquarium, and to do that with the least amount of hassle. And that starts with the Apex, of course, but that also goes into things like our automatic top-off kit, or leak detection, or all of these different products. That's really the answer.
Question 4. Where do you plan taking the Trident in the future?
Where do we plan to take the Trident in the future? Well, the Trident is its own product, so it does calcium, magnesium, and alkalinity. And so if I'm thinking correctly, the Trident itself probably won't do anything else but those three, which is a big deal, really. But who knows? There could be other products down the line that test other things, but we don't talk about that. Secrets, exactly. We have to have our secrets.
Question 5. How accurate is the Trident?
Oh, okay. So the Trident, tests things. When you test things, there's what's called precision and there's accuracy. Okay, so precision is doing it over and over and over again and getting a result. It's basically like if you're shooting arrows at a target and you keep shooting them over and over and over again, they all come really close together, but they're not in the middle necessarily. Well, that's precision. Accuracy is that you can hit the bullseye. So the first most important thing with something like that's you're doing testing is to get the precision correct. Being able to get every arrow, every time you test, that they're all in the same area. Then you calibrate, and now you can move that spot right down to the bullseye. And so as far as the precision on the Trident, on alkalinity, it's 0.05 DKH, plus or minus, 15 parts per million on calcium and magnesium, plus or minus.
I want to thank Mr. Taryn from the Neptune system for letting me ask him some questions about his product. And in the future, I'm really thinking about getting one. I like them because if you're at a fish show and you're looking at coral and stuff, and your water's too high, your parameters are too low, and stuff like that, it will tell you like, hey, you need to get back home. Your parameters and all that is high, or your water's too hot, or any of that stuff that can happen to your fish tank. So it will send you an email telling you need to get home, you need to fix out what's going on with your fish tank, and then you can go back if it's still open. And another reason why I like it is because it's easy to sometimes set up, is what I've heard from people. It's easy to set up sometimes. It depends what you have too. And another thing I like about it is it will detect your parameters for you sometimes. Like it will tell you what your parameters are and all that stuff. It's a really good product. I think you should get for your fish tanks. I like it a lot. I'm really thinking about getting one. I think it will help me out, and it makes your life much easier with, like, if you have 3 fish tanks like we're about to have, it's really easy to actually have one. Maybe in a couple of years I'll get to 3, but right now I only have 2. But like for 2, it would help you out a lot because you really don't have to do that much with your fish tanks. And JJ14G out. Don't forget, don't have too much fish, have more coral.